Welcome to Vlogmas Day 18. It's time to start baking some cookies. We're going to start out using the cookie dough we have in the refrigerator, the old-fashioned cookies I made, peanut butter. We're going to make chocolate blossoms, and then we're going to make oatmeal cookies. We already have the oatmeal dough. We're going to decorate these two different ways. One, we're going to do the thumbprints, and the other one, we're going to just put raisins and cranberries on these cookies. And then we're going to make some sugar cookie dough, because I need to make a bunch of sugar cookies, and I'll show you my cookie cutters. You're going to flip out how many we have. I haven't counted them, but it's a collection from over the years. Boy, we have quite a bit here, and I'm going to try to make a cookie using all of these cookie cutters. So this will be interesting. And we do sprinkles and icing. When you already have the cookie dough made and stored in the refrigerator, it's very easy to pull it out and bake the cookies and decorate them however you want to decorate them. We're going to do grandma thumbprints with jelly. I just had a little bit left in another jar for the strawberry preserves, so we're using this ramekin. I also have apricot preserves, and both of these preserves came from Aldi at really good prices. I'm going to go ahead and lay out the cookies. I'm going to make them small and just do thumbprints so that the jelly takes up quite a bit of space. We want plenty of jelly. I'm just going to use this tablespoon and just dip it in flour and make the thumbprint that way. And I want to make sure they're indented enough to add the jelly to. We'll start out with strawberry, and then we'll do the apricot. Next we'll do apricot. Bake in a preheated oven at 350 Fahrenheit. These cookies bake for 13 minutes, so they take between 12 to 15 minutes. They did rise quite a bit. I will recommend regular grandma's thumbprint cookies to you because it evidently doesn't call for as much baking powder or baking soda, whatever the leavening is, because these did rise quite a bit. But the jelly is still intact. I think they look beautiful. Yeah, I wanted lots of jelly on these cookies, and that's what we have here. Push those to the side to cool. Now we're just going to make regular oatmeal cookies with a combination of raisins and dried cranberries. Okay, doing the same thing. We're lining them out on the sheet. On each oatmeal cookie, I'm going to put a combination of raisins and dried cranberries. I try to get creative with what I have, but I'm not going to go out of my way and spend a lot of money driving all over town or order something that I have to pay shipment for. That's just not my style. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is I'm pretty plain and basic when it comes to baking, but I like to fancy up my sugar cookies. That I am the most excited about. We'll put them in the oven for 12 to 15 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit. The oatmeal cookies are done, and they look amazing. They look old-fashioned, like something a pioneer would make if they had dried fruit available. I'm going to put these on the rack to cool. While the oatmeal cookies were baking, I got a head start on rolling my peanut butter dough into little balls. And I tried to make them as small as possible for the peanut butter chocolate blossoms. I've got a bag of Hershey's, and I thought I would get tempted and get into it, but I didn't. So that's because I had some other chocolate candy available. I'm going to cut this bag open. This is so much fun to make with the kids. Very easy, very easy. Very simple, and almost everyone loves this cookie. And if one of your kids or a relative has allergies to peanuts, then you don't want to use the peanut butter, of course. You can use sugar cookies for this, or shortbread cookies, thumbprints. There's other recipes out there. without using peanut butter. That pan's still hot from the other batch. I'm not going to put it on that pan yet. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and roll some more little peanut butter balls here. These are, oh, I just love making any cookie that requires rolling. I just enjoy the whole process of rolling. And I try to even them out. If there's some larger than the others, I'll borrow dough. There we go. Make that a little bit bigger. We have 15 cookies on this tray. Because they're small, we can fit them all in. I'm baking these at 375 for 8 to 10 minutes. Because we know the exact number of cookies we have in the oven, we can count the Hershey Kisses out. And I'll just unwrap them. This is the part that the kids enjoy this part. And you just hope they don't eat too many of them. The cookies are done. We're going to put a Hershey Kiss on each one. Now we are making Spritz sugar cookies. I don't know where I got the recipe. There's very few ingredients. I'm using real butter and 4 sticks because we are making a double recipe so we can have dough in the freezer for Valentine's Day. And these cookies do not require baking powder. So when I do the shapes with the cutouts, they will keep their shape and they won't expand and get all bent out of shape. So that's what I really love about Spritz cookies. And we'll be using real vanilla also instead of the artificial flavoring. So what I'll do is I'll try to find this exact recipe online and I will give you the link to the website. If I cannot find this exact recipe, I will type it out in the description. All right, I softened the butter. I microwaved it for 15 seconds. I'm going to add the sugar and cream it. I'm doing all of this by hand. There's literally only 5 ingredients. And we have 2 eggs. I'm going to beat the eggs real quick here. The vanilla. So using real butter and real vanilla should make these cookies very tasty. And I'm going to be honest, the only reason we're using butter and not margarine is because the last time I was at Aldi, they were all out of Imperial margarine. They didn't have Blue Bonnet either. So we didn't have a choice. I knew I was going to make cookies. I make cookies every Christmas holiday. So we had to buy the butter. Luckily, it was marked down, but not as cheap as I would have liked. Now we are going to gradually add flour, a total of 4.5 cups. The dough is ready. I'm putting on a pair of gloves. That way it will not stick to my hands. Okay, I'm going to divide it in half. I'm not going to freeze the other half right away because I might need to borrow some from that because I am making a slew of cookies. I mean, I'm making quite a bit because of all the cookie cutters that I've never counted. I don't have any idea how many cookie cutters there are. I'm going to estimate we need a little bit more than half for that. And I'll put this in the refrigerator for now. Okay. And if this is too much, I'll just add on to the bag. But I don't think it's going to be too much. I think it's going to be just about right. I've got a portion of the dough on parchment paper on the board that I'm using. I just want to make sure there's enough flour down here. Make sure it doesn't stick. I think the dough is going to be just fine. The dough is completely rolled out. I have our cookie cutters. I'm going to start dipping them into flour, and we're going to start making the cookies. All right, I've got all the cookie cutters laid out on the rolled out cookie dough. We're going to go ahead and start pressing them. I put flour on them first, so hopefully they don't stick to the dough. I think everything's pressed. Okay, some of them just come out like that. So I'll be working on this. This will take some time. Just taking them out of the molds, out of the cutters. This is a reindeer. Looks like Rudolph. And a teddy bear. Oh, that is so cute. And I'm laying them on the pan. And the oven is on at 375. The recipe said to bake them at 400, but that's kind of high. I just thought 375 would be better. Christmas tree. This circle will be a snowflake is what that's going to be. Okay. All right. Stocking. I think I have room for these. Hopefully a snowman will fit. Remember, we're not using any leavening, so they're not going to rise, so it can be right next to each other. This is what I love about Spritz cookies. You do not use baking powder. And here's an adorable snowman. Frosty. All right, this is going to be a snowflake. I think I have another snowflake somewhere, right there. I want to put holes in these. I'll be using powdered sugar. So this is like this. I just need to take the dough out of there. This looks like it could be a snowflake. For this one, I need to use a smaller straw. It worked for oatmeal cookies years ago. Some little thin oatmeal cookies I made. I think that's pretty. All right, and those will stay plain for now, but when they cool, as soon as I bring them out of the oven, in fact, shortly thereafter, we'll be putting powdered sugar to make them look white. Okay, the rest of these, we're gonna get busy. Most of them, just half of them we're gonna do sprinkles on. And these are the colors we have. We're gonna use what we have. And I'm gonna start with, I think I'll start with Santa. I didn't chill this dough, but you can always chill your dough, and it's easier to work with actually if you chill it. I went ahead and decorated the Christmas tree to give it some ornaments there with some colorful sprinkles. And what else? Danny's stocking, his favorite color is green, so I added some green with the blue. We will bake 375 for 8 minutes. The cookies are done. They're cooling on a rack. These right here are separate because I'm going to put powdered sugar on. snowflakes and snowmen while they're still warm. To display the cookies, we're using a large platter that is normally for the spring or summer, it's lime green. I've just added aluminum foil, which I will reuse. We're going to display some cookies. I'm going to ice, and I have some leftover icing from a tubing. I'm going to decorate the bell and the bear red. I think the horse can be black. I'm trying to use the icing I have. I'm trying to use what I have, and so I don't have to make any icing. And I'll just show you what I do afterward, because this will take too long. And here's our cookie display. Please check for another video coming up. I'm bound and determined to use the rest of those cookie cutters. As you can see, I just iced the gingerbread man in orange and the star in orange, the bell and the bear in red, and then the rocking horse in black, but then I decorated him to give him character because he looked very plain. A black beauty horse, but he was very plain looking. So the cookies are done. All right, I have a function to go to, a family get-together. Well, I'll be bringing these cookies to give as gifts. I hope I inspired you. Thanks for watching today. Let me know what traditions you like to keep alive for the Christmas holiday. Mine is baking cookies, especially sugar cookies with icing and sprinkles. It just doesn't feel like Christmas unless I've done that. That is one of the things that I'm really strong about, keeping up with that tradition, because we enjoyed it so much as children, my sisters and I did. And I'm sure they'll enjoy the cookies at the family dinner coming up on Sunday. And let's not forget the true meaning of Christmas, where God gave us hope through Jesus Christ. And we can call upon him today to be our Lord and Savior. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next one.